All right, so this week we're going to take a look at a topic you probably did in geometry, which is translations and reflections. So these are basically operations that take a picture and they make it look a little different. They either move it up, down, left, or right, or a reflection is basically like a mirror image. All right, so let's look at the first one. So it says to graph the triangle FGH after you move it 2 units right and 7 units down. So that's a translation. When I take that triangle and move it 7 units right and 2 units down, is it going to flip? If it moves about column, what do you think? When you move 2 units right and 7 units down, does that flip it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't flip it. It's just going to take it and it's going to slide it. That's what a translation is. Okay. So, Jake, how many units are we going to move it to the right?
We're going to move it to the right 2.
2. Yep. And Miriam, how many units down? 7. So what you do is just take each point, and let's start with point H. So we're going to go from H 2 units right, and then we're going to go 7 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, does anybody know, what do you call that new point? It's not H, but it's the new version of H. Yeah?
Is it H?
H. What did you say?
H1.
H1? So yeah, you could call it H1. We got to call it something different than H. In geometry, did you see that notation? H prime? You use that? Okay, so when you put that little mark next to it, it just means it's the new version of H. All right, Caleb, how about G? How would I translate that point?
How would you translate G?
Yeah. What are they asking us to do?
2 units right.
Yep.
2
And 7 units down.
It's on my go.
So we're going to take G and do what first?
Go 7 units down.
So we'll go 7 units down. Okay.
Go
1,
down
2,
to
3.
1.
All right. So 7 units down. I got that. And then what?
2 units to the right.
And then 2 units to the right.
Yeah.
So it should end up right there. And that's the new version of G. So we'll call it G prime. And the last one, Logan, how am I going to do F?
It would be two units up.
And how come we're going to go up?
Oh wait, no, 2 units right.
2 units right.
And
Okay.
7 units down.
And 7 units down. So go 2 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I got all my points. Jake, what's the last thing I have to do?
No, you just have to connect the dots.
Yeah, now connect all the dots to make your shape. And there we go. So that's a translation. 2 units right, 7 units down. Right? And if we did it correctly, it should look the same as the original. It's just in a different spot. All right, let's try the second one. All right, Miriam, what are they having me do on this one? 4 units left and 5 units up. So let's think of that one this way. That's where my points are starting. They're all starting at XY. What happens if you take and move 4 units left? What happens to all your X values? Kara. What happens when you take on X value and you move it to the left? What happens to it? So like if you take this point and we're going to be moving it left, what happens to the X value when you move left? It goes down. And what operation in math makes something go down? Yeah. So what's happening here is the X values are going to go down, And how many are they going to go down? It's going to go down, well, we're going to the left, so down, how many? 4. So all the x values are going to go down by 4, decreased by 4, which means left 4. And what's happening to the y values? Oh, Caleb, what's happening to the y values?
Decreases?
Yeah, by how many?
What?
By how many?
Five?
By 5. And what operation in math makes something increase?
Addition?
Addition. So all your y values are going to have 5 added to them. This right here, that's called a rule. It explains what's happening. The x values are going to all go 4 decreased by 4, and the y values are going to increase by 5. Okay, let's do it. So bring all the x values for the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make the y values go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are we going to call this new point? It's not t anymore, it's, yep, t prime. That just means it's the new version of t. Okay. All right, let's do the same for u. We're going to go 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so Logan, we're not going to call that u. We're going to call it,
U prime.
yep, u prime. And the last one, s. We're going to go 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what are we going to call that point? Well, Miriam? S prime? Okay, we got all our dots. What's the last thing we have to do? Yep. Perfect, connect them. So let's connect them. Draw our lines. And there you go. So that's a translation, 4 units left, 5 units up. Did the size of the triangle change? What do you think? Yeah? No, the size didn't change. It didn't reflect, it didn't flip. All that happened was we moved it to a different spot. Yeah, put that on my desk. Oops. And there's 2. Okay, so again, that transformation is called a translation. Yeah? Yes. Okay, the last type of transformation we're going to do is a reflection. How could you explain what a reflection does? Say somebody that didn't understand what it meant to reflect. It basically means to do what? Yep.
So put one image to another place.
And specifically how? What happens in a reflection? Yeah, it's like a mirror, right? So if you had something like, let's say you had the letter B, and you had it right there. If you reflected that over the y-axis, it would look like that. That's a reflection. Okay. That's one kind of reflection. That's flipping left to right. Okay. We could also take something like, let's say we had a triangle, and we could flip it up to down. That's another kind of reflection. It's almost like if you took this piece of paper, if this was ink and it was wet, and you folded it, that's exactly what would happen, and that's where the ink would land on the other side. Okay, that's a reflection. All right, so now this one says to graph the image of the rectangle after we reflect it. Well, when you reflect a rectangle, because a rectangle is symmetrical, it's not going to look like a mirror image like the letter B, like that one will. It's not going to like look backwards. It's still going to look like a rectangle. All right, so let's look at number 3. Colin, which axis are they having me flip over here?
The y-axis.
The y-axis. Yep. So what we want to do is we're going to take every point and we're going to measure how far away it is from the y-axis. So let's start with that. Caleb, what point do you want to start with?
N.
N. Okay. If you count, how many units is n from the y-axis?
How many points is it?
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, 3. And it's 3 units to the which way of the y-axis?
Right.
It's 3 to the right. When you reflect it, it's going to be 3 to the left. That's how you do it. So take that point, it's 3 units away, make it 3 units away on the other side. Okay. And Logan, what are we going to call that point?
And prime.
Yep, good. N prime. Okay, let's do another one. Kara, what letter do you want to look at next?
K.
K. How many units is K from the y-axis? 3? And which way 3 units to the... So this K is how many units away in which direction?
The right.
It's 3 to the right, so K prime will be...
6 to the left.
So we want to go the other way, but we want to keep the number the same.
But, okay, 3 to the... What? What do you... It's 3 to the left, and then you go 3 more again.
So this one right now is 3 to the right.
Yeah.
So we're going to go 3 to the left and stop.
That, yeah. You're going to go 3 to the left over the Y from the K, and you're going to go 3 more over the K prime.
Yep. So this one was 3 right, so we went 3 left. Okay, let's do another letter. Nathan, what letter do you want to look at next? M. Okay, how far away is M from the line that we're reflecting over?
What line are we reflecting over here?
So example 3, it says the y-axis.
Oh, yeah. So I would count from the line.
So what point, we're looking at which point? M, and we're figuring out how far away it is from
The Y.
the y-axis. So how far away is M from the y-axis?
3.
How'd you get 3?
2 if you're not counting that.
And you're measuring from here all the way to there?
Oh,
That's the y-axis.
6.
And it's 6 units which way?
Right.
To the right. So when we mirror image it, it's going to be...
Or are you still asking? 6 to the right.
That's where it is now.
Yeah.
But we're going to mirror image it. So it's going to be
6 to the left.
6 to the left.
I knew that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's going to be the new version of M. And now the last letter we have is L. How many units is L from the y-axis?
I got it.
Yeah?
I got it. 6 to the left.
So right now it's 6 to the
Right.
right, and we're going to make it.
Yeah, mirror. Switch.
We're going to switch it 6 to the left. Okay. And now the last thing we got to do is draw in our lines. And that is our rectangle. Now, could you get that rectangle in black by taking the one in blue and sliding it? Would that work? Could you slide this rectangle in blue to the left and have it be exactly that one in black? Yeah. Well, look at it carefully.
Oh, no.
No, why not?
It wouldn't be, because it's, the letters are flipped.
The letters are flipped. If you took this and you slid it to the left, the K would be in the lower left and the L would be in the lower right. They're mirror imaged. Okay, so if you had that picture and someone asked you, is that a translation, you would say no. It can't be, because the letters flipped positions. Okay, so no, that is a reflection. All right, let's try one more reflection. So it says to take the green rectangle and flip it over the x-axis. Okay, so anytime you want to flip something, you have to measure how many units away it is from that line, and then do that number of units in the opposite direction. Okay, so let's pick a letter. Caleb, what letter do you want to start with?
E.
E, all right. How many units is E away from the line that we're reflecting over?
8. Or 7.
Okay, how'd you get that?
Because I lined them up. I lined the point up with the line that's on.
And what are we reflecting over?
The y-axis.
No, in this
Oh,
one
the
we're doing
x-axis.
x-axis.
I think it's 10.
It's 10, yep. And it's right now it's 10E is 10 units.
10e.
Yeah, E is 10 units
From away from the x-axis.
in which direction?
Down.
Down. So when we reflect it, it's going to be
Up.
up how many?
Up 10.
Up 10, exactly. So start on this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And what are we going to call that new point?
E2, whatever it's called.
E.
I forgot what the word is.
Anyone remember what's that word we call it? E. Yep. Prime. Good. Okay. Kara, let's do F. How many units is F?
7 over 3 down.
And so how many units is it away from what we're reflecting over?
It's 3 down.
Yep. So when we reflect it, it's going to be,
3 up.
yep, exactly, 3 up. 1, 2, 3. And what would we call it?
Prime.
Yep. Call it F prime. All right. How about CJ? What? We got 2 points left. Which one do you want to do? G. Okay. How many units is that away from the line of reflection?
3.
3. And right now it's 3 units
Down.
down. So when we reflect it,
There will be
3 units up. So 1, 2, 3. And what would we call that one?
G prime.
G prime. Perfect. And last one we have is D. Jake, how about that one?
Alright. We go. Well, if you look at the green one, right? Look at the green
Yep.
rectangle. It's 10 down, so it's negative 10 down. 1 negative 10. So it would be 1 positive 10.
Yep. So we're gonna, instead of being 10 units down, it's gonna be 10 units up. And what are you gonna call that point?
That would be D1, D prime.
D prime. Yep. And the last thing, Miriam, what do I have to do to finish that up? Yeah, I gotta connect it. I gotta draw my shape. Okay, so draw in your square. And there you go. So now, same question I asked last time. Could I translate that green one up and have it be the black one? Yep.
Can I go to bed?
By the principal, since it's
Oh,
after
yeah.
2:20, no,
Yeah, it's
unless it's an emergency, yeah. So for that green one, could we translate that up and turn it into the black one? No. Why not?
Because you can't, due to the fact that it's flipped.
Yeah, it's flipped. If you translated the green one up, the G and the F would be at the top. But they're not at the top in the black one because it was flipped. Okay. So any questions on translations or reflections? Okay, so just a reminder, you've got the 2 MCAS, well, you got the 2 IXLs, you got the MCAS questions, the Desmos, and I gave everybody the code for that, I think. If you didn't, I'll put that back up. And then the last thing on Friday is the diagnostics.